breath support and breathing exercises for singing. This is Eleonora and I'm Pierre. Eleonora, can I ask something that's been bugging me?
Of course, Pierre. What's on your mind?
Why do singing teachers keep saying breath support and not just breathing? I breathe every day. Quite successfully, I might add.
Yes, and congratulations on surviving. But singing breath isn't just living breath. When we say breath support, we're talking about what you do after you inhale, how you manage and control the air to create a steady, supported sound.
So it's more like breath control.
Yes, but support adds another layer. It's the active muscle work that regulates the airflow from your lungs so your vocal cords can do their job without getting overwhelmed.
Okay, so I inhale, then what? I squeeze my abs?
Not quite. It's not about squeezing, it's more like holding back the air just enough so it flows out smoothly and steadily. Imagine a flute. If you blow into it with no control, just a wild puff of air, it squeaks, squeals, or sounds like a dying bird. But when a flutist uses precise breath, the notes are clear and beautiful. Your voice is the same, it needs that gentle control to sound its best.
So without breath support, I'm basically a small child attacking a flute at a school concert.
Yes, full of enthusiasm, but slightly terrifying to anyone within earshot.
Oh, so when I try to hit a high note and it sounds like a yodeling goat, that's maybe not just a pitch problem?
Alright, let's slow it down and look at what's actually happening when you sing. Your vocal folds, those two little bands of muscle in your larynx, vibrate when air passes between them. That vibration creates sound. Now, how they vibrate depends a lot on the air pressure underneath them. That's where breath support comes in.
Okay, so far so good. So what happens if the air moves too fast?
Great question. When the air pressure underneath the vocal folds is too strong or forceful, it can actually make the folds vibrate faster. And faster vibration means a higher frequency, which translates to a higher pitch. That's why if you push too much air too quickly, your note can suddenly go sharp or even shoot up, like an unplanned yelp.
But why does more air make them vibrate faster? I always thought more air just made it louder.
That's a common assumption, and you're half right. Think of your vocal folds like two elastic bands. The more pressure you send beneath them, the harder the air pushes them apart each time they close. That increased force causes them to snap back faster and the whole cycle of vibration speeds up. So yes, it can make the sound louder because you're creating greater energy and displacement. But if you lose control of the pressure, it also messes with pitch.
So too much pressure is like hitting the gas pedal too hard. You get speed, but not stability.
Exactly. For volume, you don't just need more air, you need well-managed air. Breath support lets you increase volume while keeping pitch and tone stable, like turning up the volume knob on a speaker instead of shouting into a megaphone.
Right. I've had those, like surprise falsetto moments.
Yes. Now on the flip side, if the air is too weak or unsteady, the vocal folds might not come together fully with each vibration. They can get floppy or only partially close.
So that would make the pitch go lower?
Yes, usually flatter and also unstable. The sound might wobble or fade, and if they don't close at all, the tone becomes breathy like a whisper with pitch.
Ah, so that explains those weird fuzzy notes where it sounds like I'm trying to sneak a melody past someone.
Yes, that's breathiness. It usually means too much air is escaping without being converted into sound, like wind through a cracked door. It's often a sign that you're not supporting the air well enough or letting it out too fast.
Now I leave Eleonora for 16 seconds and talk to you directly. Here on YouTube, we teach state-of-the-art vocal technique. But there is more. There is real magic. Eleonora gives a course called 7 Magical Steps to Beautiful Singing. Stuff you don't see on the internet like this. And you'll get 7 free lessons right from Eleonora's studio. You find the link in the description below. 7 free lessons, 7 magical steps to beautiful singing. Link in the description below. And what about those sudden cracks in my voice when it just gives out or flips unexpectedly?
That's another great one to break down. A crack happens when your vocal folds suddenly lose coordination. They stop working together smoothly for a moment. It's kind of like a team of rowers suddenly falling out of sync. Instead of gliding forward, the boat jerks or stalls.
So, what are they losing coordination between exactly?
Usually they're caught between two different vocal registers, like chest voice and head voice. Each register has its own configuration. In chest voice, the folds are thicker and the vibrations are stronger and slower. In head voice, the folds stretch thinner and vibrate faster. A crack is often your voice trying to decide, should I stay thick and heavy or stretch out and lighten up?
So it's like my vocal folds are having an identity crisis.
Pretty much. They can't transition smoothly from one setup to the other, so you get a sudden flip or drop in sound. That's the crack. It's your voice momentarily falling out of balance, often because the airflow or muscle coordination isn't quite matching the pitch you're aiming for.
So breath support helps keep things stable during that change?
Exactly. With good support, your airflow stays steady and your vocal folds can adjust gradually instead of panicking. It's like giving them a ramp to walk up instead of a cliff to jump off.
Oh, so if I had a strong, steady support, it's like giving them a calm, solid platform to work from?
Exactly. Breath support is like the stage under the dancers. If the floor is wobbly, they lose their balance. But if it's stable, they can leap, spin, and land with confidence. Same with your vocal folds. They do the detailed work of pitch, but they rely on your breath to stay balanced and controlled.
Okay, let me try to say this back so I know I've got it.
Go for it.
So, in order to produce sound, my vocal cords or vocal folds need to vibrate. And with each vibration, they meet in the middle, kind of like the two wings of a door swinging shut and open really fast.
That's a great visual. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing.
Now, if I want to sing a higher pitch, those doors have to vibrate faster, which means the air has to be just right to keep that speed up without causing chaos.
Exactly. Controlled, steady air lets them move quickly and cleanly.
But if the air isn't steady, like if it's too weak, the doors don't close all the way. They just kind of flutter and I get that fuzzy, breathy sound.
Yes, that's when too much air escapes without turning into sound.
If the air is too strong or sudden, the doors slam or get knocked off rhythm, which could make the pitch shoot up or even cause a crack if they try to switch gears mid-note.
Right again. That crack is their way of saying, we can't handle this pressure shift.
So my job really is to give them stable air pressure, so they can do their thing, open and close at the right speed without freaking out.
Beautifully put. When the airflow is consistent and well supported, your vocal folds can stay balanced, coordinated, and efficient. And that's when singing starts to feel easy.
I love it. I've been blaming the doors, but it turns out the problem was the air conditioning system all along.
Precisely. The doors are fine, we just need to upgrade the process which sets them in motion.
Wow, okay. So pitch issues, cracks, breathy tone, it's not just bad singing. It's all about how I'm using the air underneath.
That's it. Most of the problems singers face start below the neck, not with the vocal cords, but with how the breath is managed. That's why we don't just talk about breathing, we talk about supporting the breath.
That makes so much sense now. I thought I just had a moody voice. Turns out it's just a voice that needs better infrastructure.
That's the spirit. Build the foundation and your voice will thank you, with fewer surprises and much more control.
Okay, I'm guilty. Sometimes my voice just dies halfway through a note. Is that also breath support?
Yes, if your air just runs out like water from a leaky faucet, your voice will collapse with it. A well-supported note feels like it's riding on a cushion of air. Ever tried singing on a whoopee cushion?
Tragically, yes. Family Christmas 2019.
Well, breath support prevents that exact tragedy. It gives you the control to shape long phrases, sing softly without disappearing, and belt powerfully without shouting.
So what muscles are we talking about? Just the diaphragm?
Ah, the famous diaphragm, the celebrity of breath control. It's crucial, but it doesn't work alone. You also need the intercostal muscles, those are between your ribs and your abdominals, to control how air leaves your body. It's like a team sport, not a one muscle show.
Okay, so how do I know when the airflow is steady? Like, what does it feel like in my body when I'm doing it right?
Good question. When your airflow is steady and supported, you'll feel a sort of calm firmness in your lower torso, around your ribs, belly, and lower back. It shouldn't feel tense but engaged, like you're gently holding something in place.
So, not like clenching my stomach or sucking in.
Yes, no sucking in or squeezing. Imagine you're holding a balloon between your hands. You're not squashing it, just maintaining gentle, steady pressure so it doesn't float away or pop. That's the feeling in your core, steady, grounded, and responsive.
I think I've had glimpses of that feeling, like when I hum and it just feels easy, like the sound is floating on something.
Yes, that floating sensation usually means your breath flow and your vocal folds are working in sync. The voice feels effortless and you don't feel like you're pushing or running out of air.
Okay, that sounds dreamy. So, how do I make that happen on purpose? What muscles do I use and when?
Let's break it down. First, it all starts with the low, silent breath, not up in the chest or shoulders, but down in the ribs and belly. This is often called diaphragmatic breathing, but really you're using your entire support system. Here's what's involved: the diaphragm. This dome shaped muscle lowers when you inhale, pulling air into your lungs. It works automatically, you don't need to flex it. Then you have the intercostal muscles. These are between your ribs and they help keep the rib cage expanded as you exhale. This gives you more space and time to release air gradually. Then you have the abdominal muscles. These help you control the release of air. They don't push hard, but they resist collapse, so the air comes out smoothly and steadily.
So, it's like I'm managing air pressure from the outside of my lungs.
Exactly. The lungs don't have muscles of their own, they are passive. So the muscles around them, like the ribs, abs, and back, they act like a soft but firm container. Your job is to keep that container open just enough as you exhale.
So, inhale, low and wide, then don't collapse like a souffle when I start singing.
Yes, that's a perfect image. Keep that expanded feeling gently alive while you sing. That's what we mean by supporting the breath, not letting it just fall out.
Okay, and if I do collapse or release it all at once?
Then the air rushes out, your vocal folds get overwhelmed, and you lose control. You might get cracks, breathiness, tension, or fatigue.
So, steady airflow isn't really about strength, it's about control and timing.
Exactly. You're not trying to push the air through, you're trying to release it slowly and evenly, like letting air out of a tire in a controlled hiss, not a pop.
So, if I'm doing it right, I feel expanded, calm, and like the sound is riding on the air?
Yes, and here's a good way to test it. Try singing a long sustained note and check. Are you running out of air too soon? Then it might be leaking. Is your pitch wobbling? It might be inconsistent airflow. Or is your tone clear and even? Then that's a good sign you're supporting well.
That's super helpful. I always thought I just had bad breath control, but now I see it's really about how I manage the air once it's in. And that's a muscle coordination game.
Yes, you're training your body to become a pressure regulator, not a balloon pump.
Huh, so I'm not supposed to be the human equivalent of a leaf blower?
Only if we are rehearsing for the Three Little Pigs. In singing, it's all about finesse, not force. Let's begin our first exercise, the S sustained exhale. Alright, Pierre, ready to try something you can do anytime, anywhere, even in line at the bakery?
Only if I don't have to sing in front of the croissant.
That's a deal then. Well, this one's called the S exercise. It trains you to control your exhale, which is at the heart of breath support. First, inhale slowly and low, letting your ribs and belly expand. Then, release a long and steady S sound, like a tire slowly deflating. Aim to keep the S even and unbroken, like one long string of air. Time yourself. Start with 10 seconds and then work up to 15 seconds, 20 seconds, or even more. When you're doing that, try to focus on keeping your shoulders relaxed and your core gently engaged. Don't let your belly collapse too quickly. Resist it gently. Make sure the hiss doesn't waver or sputter, smooth and quiet. Imagine the air coming from just below your ribs and not your throat. It simulates the controlled exhale needed for singing without the distraction of pitch or tone. It forces your body to engage the support muscles, especially the lower abs and intercostals. It teaches you air efficiency, how to make one inhale last, and you immediately feel the difference between a supported versus a collapsed exhale. The benefits of this exercise are that it builds stamina and consistency in breath use. It trains muscle memory for how to control airflow during phrases, and it helps eliminate air dumping, which causes early fatigue. You become aware of how to regulate pressure without straining your throat. Next up are lip trills, or as I like to call it, singing like a cartoon horse.
Fantastic. I've always wanted to sound like a dignified donkey.
You're going to love it. It removes tension from your throat while reinforcing good airflow. Blow air through relaxed lips to make them buzz, like this. Then add a gentle pitch glide up and down like a siren. Keep the sound soft and relaxed without pushing. If the trill breaks, it's a sign your airflow isn't steady. When you're doing that, try to feel the vibration in your lips. It should be loose and fluttery. Engage your lower torso gently to keep the air moving and don't let the sound cut in and out. Aim for consistency. Also, try to pay attention to relax your jaw and tongue, no gripping. This lip trill removes tension from your larynx and focuses everything on airflow. The resistance at the lips makes your body naturally engage support muscles. It gives instant feedback. If you're not supporting, the trill stops. It helps develop awareness of breath coordination and balance. The benefits of this exercise are that it improves breath control without forcing the voice. It builds awareness of what steady airflow feels like. It reduces vocal strain by encouraging efficient breath use, and it is great for warming up or resetting technique mid-practice. The next exercise is the inhale hold control. It's a silent support activation. Now for a more internal one, no sound, no lips, no drama, just pure awareness. Ready?
I've never been more ready to silently panic.
This one's about learning how to feel support without making sound, so you can recognize it when it's missing. Inhale deeply into your ribs and belly. Then hold the breath for a few seconds, but without locking your throat. While holding, gently engage your abs and lower back as if bracing for a light punch. Then exhale slowly and silently, maintaining that abdominal engagement as long as you can. What to focus on? Keep your chest lifted and not collapsed. Avoid squeezing or tightening your throat. This isn't a breath holding contest. Feel your core muscles working to resist the urge to collapse. Notice the sense of stability around your torso. This exercise isolates breath support engagement from sound production. You learn to activate the muscles you need to sing without relying on pitch or tone. It helps you build internal awareness of support, especially before singing. The hold teaches you to resist airflow, a key element in managing vocal pressure. The benefits of this exercise are that it builds core awareness and supports strength. It improves your ability to prepare for a phrase with proper engagement. It also reduces the chance of starting a note with a breathy attack, and it makes your support intentional instead of accidental.
Okay, I have to admit I thought breath support would feel like doing crunches while reciting Shakespeare, but this is surprisingly calm.
Yes, support should feel energized but never forced. Once you learn what steady air feels like, everything else, pitch, tone, phrasing, becomes so much easier.
Well, I'm definitely adding sing at the bus stop to my daily routine.
Just tell people you're rehearsing for a role as a leaky tire.
All right, Eleonora, confession time. I think I've probably been doing half of this backwards. Are there typical breath support mistakes people make?
Oh, absolutely. And don't worry, even experienced singers fall into them now and then. The good news is, once you're aware of them, they are easy to fix.
Okay, hit me with them gently.
One of the biggest ones is thinking support means clenching your abs like you're doing a sit up, or worse, pushing air out forcefully.
Guilty. I thought the harder I pushed, the stronger the note would be.
That's totally common and totally backwards. Support isn't about pushing, it's about controlling the release. Think resistance and not force. If you over engage your abs, it can actually stiffen your whole system and make the sound tight or strained.
So support is more like holding a gentle tension, not launching a cannonball.
Exactly. Smooth and stable beats strong and forced every time. Here's another sneaky one. Singers often let their ribcage collapse the moment they start to sing, like they're letting all the air go at once.
Oh no, I definitely do that. It feels like deflating a beach ball in 2 seconds.
That's a perfect image. When you sing, your ribcage should stay lifted and open, not locked, but expanded. That helps the diaphragm and intercostal muscles release air slowly instead of dumping it all at once.
So keeping the ribs open helps me last longer on a breath?
Exactly, and it keeps the airflow smoother, which helps with tone, pitch, and everything. Let's go over to mistake number 3. Here's the classic, shallow breathing up in the chest or shoulders. It feels dramatic, but it's not effective.
Like this?
Exactly like that. That kind of breath only fills the top of your lungs, which gives you very little control and runs out fast. For true support, we need low, expansive breathing, where the belly and ribs move and not the shoulders.
So no more superhero breaths.
Unless you want to be the super gasp, the singer who runs out of air halfway through every line.
Sometimes I hold my breath before I sing a phrase, like I'm trying to save it up, but then I get tight.
Ah yes, another common trap, locking the breath in the throat. You're probably using your neck muscles or glottis to hold the air in, which causes tension and makes your onset, the start of the sound, rough or breathy.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I have to break through the air to get the note out.
That's a sign your support isn't active enough. The air should feel like it's ready to flow, not trapped. Support gives you that gentle inner pressure that holds the air without gripping your throat.
So it's like the air is in a holding pattern, but my body is doing the holding, not my throat.
Beautifully said. The support muscles keep everything stable so the vocal folds can start vibrating with ease and not with tension.
Okay, one last thing. I used to think breath support meant singing louder, like volume equals technique. That's wrong, right?
Very common misunderstanding. Support doesn't mean louder, it means more control. You can sing a whisper soft note with excellent support and it will sound clear and stable. Likewise, you can belt loudly without support, but it will probably sound strained and you'll get tired fast.
So support is about having the option to sing loud or soft, with ease.
Exactly, it's your foundation. Without it, everything becomes guesswork.
This is eye-opening. I've done literally all of these things.
Welcome to the club. The good news is you know now what to look out for and how to fix it. Support isn't a mysterious power only tenors in tuxedos possess. It's just good airflow, well managed.
So the real magic trick is just not getting in my own way.
Bingo!
Alright, steady air, relaxed throat, engage core, got it. It's like learning to surf the breath instead of fighting the waves.
Exactly. And once you learn to ride that wave, your voice doesn't just work, then it will sing.
Thank you, Eleanor. That was so helpful.
You're welcome, Pierre. See you in the next lesson.
Let me remind you, there is more than state-of-the-art vocal techniques. There is real magic. 7 magical steps to beautiful singing. A course by Eleonora with 7 free lessons, right from Eleonora's studio. Link in the description box below. 7 magical steps to beautiful singing. 7 weeks of daily breakthroughs structured in powerful modules to bring out your most beautiful sound. 7 free lessons. Link in the description below.